good, Council of Comics? We're doing Bad Batch, episode 9, 10, 11, and 12. It's phenomenal. Let's go. All right. Phenomenal.
Strong. Very
phenomenal.
Strong to very
I'm not going to go with phenomenal, but I'm going to go with very
Black is like the brightest day. Where are the heroes? Soon as they get here, everything will be alright. I need a hero. Someone superhuman who can come and save my life. Crisis after crisis.
Phenomenal. Alright, so episode 9, as we're continuing, the Bad Batch are off on a mission. Sid sends them to this cave. They get caught in a storm. They find this thing called Ipsium.
Well, even before... yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, they're looking for this thing called Ipsium. They end up having to salvage himself inside a cave during the storm. Mm-hmm. Meanwhile, Omega's having these... She's feeling detached from the group because Echo's gone. She thinks the family's going to hell. And Tech is so cold about it.
Yeah. And she's like, what? Like, why don't you feel anything? And also, like, they don't have their ship. Their ship was stolen. That ship is her home.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah, they don't find that out until after they get out, though.
Yeah. So she's good at getting the Ipsium out.
Which to me is wild.
Yeah.
So it's very canary in a coal mine because they said the smallest person. I remind you that the only person who can fit in there. And Tech is very... You know, you got to be careful because this is really volatile stuff. If you don't do it right, you're going to blow up this whole place. We're all dead. And she's like, yeah, well, maybe you stop talking to me and I can do it. That's the part that got me.
Yeah. And
I thought it was great.
She gets upset with Tech. Which kind of goes off on her own. And Hunter and Wrecker.
But part of the reason she's upset with him is he's like, what's his name? Hunter's gone. And you're so nonchalant that our ship is gone.
Yeah. I mean, I don't blame her, but, you know, from his point of view, he's like, I've been through this before. I've lost people before.
Yeah, I get it.
I have to move on, or else I can't function. So
that was beautiful. But at the same, I mean, that really helped. But at the same time, I'm glad he had to talk with her.
Yes.
But she was like, do you not understand that you're only making me more upset because you don't seem to care at all?
Yeah. So Hunter and Wrecker basically tell him you gotta go make.
You gotta fix this.
Fix that.
Yeah.
I'm really loving Hunter and Wrecker though. They seem like the most grounded out of every.
Tech's my favorite though.
I love Tech because Tech has the most developmental arc.
Yeah.
You know, although Crosshairs has a developmental arc as well, but Tech really has to. Yeah. You know, come out of his Tech head shell in these episodes, especially when he's dealing with La Nena.
Omega.
With Omega.
Yeah. So they end up falling down the crevice, whatever.
Yep.
Finding a secret river that drags them.
And then they're yelling out to the guys, basically, fall down here like we did, so that you can help us get out.
And before you do, please grab my backpack.
Right, make sure you grab my backpack before you just come on down. And also, when you fall down here intentionally, be careful not to trigger the Ipsium on the way. That was the best. Yeah. That was I was like, this is what makes Tech great. Is that Tech was dead serious.
Yes.
You're gonna grab my backpack. Yes. You're gonna come down here on purpose, unlike us who fell down here, and don't trigger the Ipsium on the way down.
There's no other way but this.
Right. Yeah. This is it. Yeah. Because I know no other way, and here we are.
So they end up getting out of the cave.
Yep.
But their ship has been stolen.
Yep.
Yes.
So they need to find out who stole the ship, and that's kind of what episode 9.
Well, and they call Sid to say, "Hey, come get us."
And she's like, yo, you better come get us. What are you talking? She's kind of hesitant to
Yeah, I'll come get you in 3 or 4 days.
Right. She's like, I'll send help in a few days, and I want to believe that she's a better person. I want to believe that she's better than what she used to be, what that guy accused her of being, right? But man, the way she was hesitant, I was like, woman, how dare you? They have done so much for you.
I think we're starting to finally see her true colors. I really think that's what it is.
That, or maybe she will have the turn.
Maybe that guy from the previous episodes is you don't know Sid.
Yeah, exactly. And that's and that moment where she's hesitant to send them help, that was real.
You lost my money.
What are you
I don't
doing?
care about you now.
And it's kind of like Sid. This is the first people that Sid's getting an attachment to.
Yes.
Yeah,
She
maybe.
doesn't know how to.
Yeah, she doesn't know how. She doesn't know how to
embrace
handle
you know
it.
what I mean?
That's possible.
So
I would like to see her come full circle.
I hope that
I hope so, too.
I'm rooting for her not to
Yeah.
be the villain here, but
We'll see.
This was tough.
All
Yeah.
signs are pointing that it's going
Yeah.
bad.
Episode 10, they find out who stole their ship, and it's this kid thief that's part of this clan in another part of the planet.
Benny Barrow.
Is that his name?
Yes.
Benny Barrow. And he's part of a clan where if you do better, you get to eat better things.
That's
I guess
funny.
or something like that. And they're mining this stuff,
For their owner,
right?
Moko.
And the owner, they come to find out that the owner is mining this stuff and not really cutting them in on the profits.
Yeah,
and
he's mining
everything.
Ipsium, and he's telling them it's impure Ipsium.
Yeah, so it's not worth.
It's
as
not
much-
worth big money.
It's not worth big money.
Still, I don't remember as much.
So they capture Omega, Hunter, and Wrecker, right?
Yep.
Because Tech is doing what? He's fixing the ship? Yeah, because they find the ship
Mm-hmm.
and they have to fix it because they took out the hyperspace and all that. So
Right.
Tech's got to fix it. So they go look and they finally find her. And when they're having this big confrontation with the clan, it's brought out that you're doing them wrong
Yeah.
and stuff. And then the
Right,
guy-
because one of the workers is like, the Ipsium's pure. Why have you
Yeah.
been lying to us?
Yeah, so those people end up turning on the big guy, and they take over the mining thing for themselves. Omega offers for them to come. or
Yep.
something like
She
that.
offers Benny to come, and
She
he's
offers
like,
Benny
no.
to
He's
come.
like, this is what we know. We're going
Yeah.
to do it.
And so now they're gonna get paid off of that. So that's basically
Until the Empire ruins their lives, too.
Right, until they know it's
pretty
there.
much. And then that's basically that episode. And then episode 11 is Metamorphosis. They find this ship that was an Empire ship
There was a distress signal or something.
because
like
it
that,
was
wasn't
like something happened to it. That it was just going. or
Oh,
something like
Sid sends them to
that.
it.
Sid sends him to it. Yeah.
There's a ship out there. I need you to go recover. And
Yeah.
yeah, and then,
Yeah.
but she doesn't know what's on it.
Yeah. So when they get to the ship, they finally see that it's this creature
Yes.
that's been tearing everybody apart, and it's like an electrical
Yes.
creature.
I honestly thought it was gonna be a Rathtar. To be honest with you.
Mm,
I was
that
waiting
would've
for.
been something.
I was waiting for them.
That
Like they're
would've
hauling
been
Rathars on.
Yeah,
this
and every time this creature sucks up electricity, it gets
Gets bigger.
bigger and bigger. So they're fighting this creature in this thing, and then they blow a wall, and then the creature escapes.
Yes.
So it's just like, now
Towards a village.
toward a village.
Yes.
It's a Zillow beast, by the way.
It's a Zillow beast, which is
Yes.
part of the lore and stuff. That's one of the lores of Star Wars.
And it was cloned off Camino. It's allegedly the first thing cloned off of Camino.
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Really?
That's
really?
like because they find all that cloning technology on the ship,
Yeah.
right? And what's her name is in prison with Nalase.
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 Right. So
yeah.
they're really they're giving her the business
right.
Yeah.
in
And
prison.
They come with the main guy who's creepy. The main guy
Yeah.
that's head.
Yeah.
Talks,
brings the senator.
He's like, and she
Lama
tells
Su.
him, she's like, I know what you're trying to do,
And I'm not doing
and
it.
I'm not going to help you. Which I think links to the sequel series
Correct.
because they're trying to clone. Well, the Emperor's trying to have them
Clone him.
master this cloning process, which could connect to Grogu
And-
and all
And
that
then
stuff.
when she's like, I know what he's trying to do, and I have no part of it, he's like, there are worse things than death,
Yes.
and I can have you experience them. And I'm like,
Yeah.
what?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah,
We
yeah.
heard about one in Andor.
Yeah.
yeah, oh my
Yeah.
God.
So I love that storyline that they're putting in there that actually connects to the sequel trilogy because I don't want to be separate. Even though we all have our different feelings about the sequel trilogy, right? It's part of the story.
I like.
So
the
let's
sequel
figure
trilogy.
out a way.
Not that
to
much.
keep
I
it.
don't like. No.
I know.
I don't like 8, but 7 and 9 I'm fine with.
Yeah, it was decent. But let's not tread on that. But so this episode ends with the beast coming to the village, and it got huge like a what do they
Like a
call it?
T-Rex.
What's the Japanese version?
Oh,
Kaiju.
Like a kaiju,
Big kaiju. They're fighting, and the Empire comes.
Yeah, because they want to.
Yeah, and they're not
Recover
trying.
it.
And they're not trying to kill it.
They want
They're
to
trying to
recover it.
capture it.
Yes.
So basically, they end up capturing it. They take the whole town.
Yep.
They don't want anybody who's seen it. They take the whole town.
Yep.
And then that's pretty much the end of that.
Except
They bring the prime minister.
yeah,
Prime
and the
Minister.
prime minister to trade for his life
yeah.
tells them about Omega.
Yeah, if you want to get to her,
Yeah.
you have to get Omega.
Yeah.
Because Omega's the key to getting Nala
Yeah.
said. So he's like, fine, we'll get Omega. And that's the end of that. Now we come to episode 12.
Which is Probably the second strongest.
Phenomenal.
Which is funny because it's such a strong follow-up to episode 8, right?
Yeah.
Another Crosshair story.
No, right? No. Truth and Consequences. No, it's a follow-up to episode 7.
Yeah.
Conspiracy.
So this one is all about Crosshair. He's
Yeah.
got this mission. They have to go protect this cargo. First thing I noticed.
Oh, are they protecting the cargo, or are
they
they
have to go to the planet
to help out,
secure the cargo.
Right.
To
Until
help continue
another
to
thing-
protect the
Yeah,
cargo.
there's
Right.
another thing that's coming to get the cargo.
Correct.
And
Yeah.
because of all the stuff that's happening on the base, they
Right.
have to secure it. The music is phenomenal.
I
Like,
don't remember the music, but
I feel like the music, it's the same music type at the end when they redid the Clone Wars, the last episodes of those Clone Wars with Ahsoka and Order 66 and all that stuff. And I just love that music, and it sets the tone. And I feel like it sets the tone for Crosshairs.
How about the beginning of the episode setting the tone, where you see all of the clones who are like, "Well, you're retired now." It's like, and what am I supposed to do with that?
Yeah.
And they're like, "Oh, go see so and so about it." And it's like, "Go see so and so." Like, what are you even talking about? I'm like, "I'm a soldier." Like,
Yeah.
and they're like, "Yeah, not anymore. You're
The
not."
clones are just being discarded. Like, the commanding officer that comes.
He's
he's
only a
treating-
lieutenant.
Yeah,
He's only a lieutenant.
And he's treating them all like
Garbage.
crap. And
Yeah.
he's like, you guys can't protect this base, blah, blah, blah. It's like Raiders are coming in.
Do you know what's funny? There's an episode of the Clone Wars with a Jedi that uses the clone troopers as disposable
I
beings.
think I remember that.
You know, God bless you. And I felt that this was a mirror
Yeah.
to that episode.
So Raiders attack the base. And
well, how about he's
Oh,
like,
when he
he's,
goes- when
he's
they
like,
get there-
where's all your
where's all
fleet?
your men? There's only 3 of them left.
This is us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right,
How
and he's
dare
like-
you?
he's
How
like-
dare you fail at your mission?
Yeah,
what
and
are
he's
you
like,
talking
I
about?"
wrote the Empire for supplies.
Yes.
I wrote the Empire for backup. I constantly sent messages to the Empire to provide
It's
what
been
we needed.
36 souls.
36
Right,
cycles.
Right,
Cycles.
36 cycles. And
Which
right,
to me is like probably 3 years.
Probably like
which
3 years.
is which for us, the viewer, makes it abundantly clear
They don't-
that the Empire has left them here to die.
correct.
You know?
Yeah.
But of course it's not clear to Crosshairs yet.
Yeah, and they don't even know what they're protecting. Yeah, which we'll leave for later. They'll find out later. So Raiders come, they take cargo. The other 2 guys that he's with, the main guy, they get killed.
Yep.
Right away.
So, and then the lieutenant's like, "Well, you and Crosshair gotta go get that cargo."
Well, that's the best part too, is where they're standing out there trying to protect it initially, and he's like, "What about the sensors?" He's like, "Tick, tick,
Tick,
tick,"
tick.
and
Yeah.
then he's like, and then it starts working.
It's all
Yeah.
old stuff and it's not working.
Broken, yeah.
So they go out to find the stuff. They find the Raiders camp.
Yep,
They were awesome together working. Like,
they really are.
the way they are, blah blah blah. blah.
Mayday and Crosshair.
Yeah, I was loving every bit of that. But then some of the cargo is they try to use it to escape, and they shoot the cargo raft thing, and the stuff falls off. There's an
Yeah,
avalanche.
was
It was
badass.
crazy because the guy, as they're running away from the avalanche,
Which you
the
never
commanding
outrun.
officer
But
pushes Crosshair out of the way, and he ends up getting caught against a rock.
Yeah.
In the I thought he was dead. And in the snow, Crosshair gets out of the snow, finds him, pulls him up, and he's like, "Just leave me here," you know.
And Crosshair's like, no.
But he thinks about it for a second, and he almost did leave him there. But then he was just like,
Yeah.
"Nah, I can't leave him here." So then he puts him on his shoulder, and they walk and they walk and they walk and finally get to the base. And Crosshair's like, he needs help.
Yeah.
Help him.
medic.
And the lieutenant is just like, well, first the soldiers come, and they're like, well, what are we supposed to do? And the lieutenant's like, get back to work. And they go back to work, and he's like, he needs a medic. Like, get him a medic.
Yeah.
And the lieutenant is not having any of it. He's not getting him a medic. And Crosshair's just looking at him and looking at him.
Yeah.
And pulls out his gun.
Boom.
Boom. Ends the lieutenant, and then just falls on the floor.
Yeah.
After that, the soldiers come, blah blah blah, and then he wakes up in the facility,
Yeah.
the cloning facility that the Empire has on Mount Tannis, I think it
Yep,
was called. Mount
yep.
Tannis. And he's been saved, and he's gonna be part of another project.
Yeah, where they're going to want to clone him.
They're gonna want to clone him, which we think.
Mhm.
And,
And we find out what was in
Excuse me.
the stuff that they were
the stuff that
protecting.
was in the cargo was stormtrooper gear for the new
New
regular
troopers,
troops
yes.
that were coming in.
Yep.
And I was like, that is messed up.
Yep.
Bro.
Well, even that lieutenant at one point, I'm trying to think of how he says it. He's like, more or less, I'm tired of dealing with.
Defective, yeah.
Well, not defective.
He said uses the word
Yeah.
Well, he does
defective.
use defective, but there's a line where he says more or less. I can't remember exactly how he says it, the wording it, but something like, "I'm tired of dealing with somebody else's used toys," more or less.
Yeah,
Like, why do I have to always have to get the broken toy when I gotta go
Yeah.
on work?
Yeah.
No, he said
Does-
several lines like that. He called him defective, and and another point used, right?
Right.
And like I was like, oh my god! I was
Yeah.
like, I was like, I think he's worse than the Jedi dude that was using the clones as like I'm like he might be worse.
Yeah.
Like,
So will we see a Crosshair redemption?
I think
I
it's
don't
on the
know.
horizon. If
Because-
this
well, I
doesn't-
think this is the opening of it,
yeah, if this
and
isn't
he's
done,
not
do it.
given a choice. She just tells him, "Hey, if you want to live,
Yeah.
come with me."
Let me do what I gotta do.
Yeah, let me do what I gotta do. And Crosses is like,
He's like, all right, and then we're left off, and that's end of episode 12.
it was great. Again, this was like very Ender-esque.
Yeah.
You know?
Yes,
Like
yes,
it was
yes.
definitely like a darker straight shooter episode. I'm being funny with the word straight shooter, but you know what I mean, right?
It was great. Like I said, phenomenal. All right,
And we
So-
got 4 episodes left.
4 more to go. We'll get you on the next one. So, for those of you watching, what did you think of these last 4 episodes of The Bad Batch? Leave a comment below. Remember, we got a playlist where we got episodes 1 through 6, then 7, 8, and 9 as well. And now we have this video, so you can go back and rewatch some Bad Batch. We also have tons of other reviews for TV shows and a whole bunch of other stuff. Just want to make sure that you click the subscribe button and you check those playlists. So, for myself, for Green Shirt Guy and Cliff and the rest of the Council of Comics, we thank you for watching. We love you, and we'll see you next time.